the remaining 3 figures in G.I. Joe basic assortment now. We're looking at the final 3 here that I'm taking a look at. We've got Shipwreck, Storm Shadow, and Snake Eyes. Now, let's start with Shipwreck. So Shipwreck, yeah, he's really nice. He's just like Shipwreck in his, actually this is neat. This is kind of like a to represent a little bit I guess the Devil's Due look for Shipwreck. Devil's Due, for those of you who aren't familiar, before G.I. Joe went into its IDW comic book run, which it's in right now, IDW Publishing, before that G.I. Joe was published in the early 2000s, I believe. It was published by a company called Devil's Due. And yeah, Shipwreck was often drawn in like a nice land fatigues. So we're talking about the nice knitted commando sweater and the nice knitted toque, you know. So it's pretty good. And just so I don't confuse the issue, the figure did not include Polly here. I just put Polly in there with him because I just think it just completes it. Makes him look really good. What he did come with accessory-wise was a black figure stand, this little pistol that you see slapped onto his leg, and he also included a black scuba tank and a black rebreather mask for him to wear. So that's basically Shipwreck. Now, we'll go on to the star of this 3-figure look that I'm doing. We're looking at what Hasbro is passing off as Storm Shadow. However, this is interesting. This is not really Storm Shadow, but an entirely different character named Ginsu. He's a really unique, really obscure, I should say, Ninja Force figure from 1993 in the vintage line. He was a figure that was originally included with a Ninja Force vehicle called the Ninja Raider Pile Driver. So, and this represents that figure from 1993. However, not so much the figure in toy form, but the figure as painted in the box art of that Ninja Force Pile Driver vehicle. So I hope that made sense. So this is, yeah, this is just basically in a nutshell, this is Storm Shadow redecoed into an entirely different Ninja Force character named Ginsu. So, lastly, we're looking at, last but not least, but maybe he is kind of least, in my view anyway, is this Snake Eyes figure. Not really the greatest. I get the, originally it was meant, in the original deco, instead of the green at his thighs and the green of his arms, it was a royal blue, and the vest was, or web gear, was a light gray, and the lens of his goggles was red. And that was meant to homage a really great vintage version of Snake Eyes, the 1991 Snake Eyes. Now it's redecoed in various shades of green with black. You know, it's not bad. It's not the star of the show. It's not the greatest. It's not the worst either, but he's just basically there. So take him for what he is. Just so I don't confuse anyone out there, he did not include this Uzi that I have him holding in his hand. All he included with this was this green colored sword and a black figure stand, which I don't have pictured here. So that's basically it in a nutshell, fellas. That's the, along with my first video, this is the conclusion of, yeah, Hasbro G.I. Joe Basic Assortment Re-Deco. So these are the incomplete re-decos. So, with all of that being said, man, this was a struggle to get out, fellas. I'm not really sure why. In all honesty, I guess I'm just not in the mood to do this review right now, but I figured time was of the essence. I wanted to get it out there. So, all that said, thanks for watching. Talk to you all again in the very near future. Bye for now.